folks. Guys, I got a couple minutes before I get to my next stop. I briefly mentioned this a few months back. I mentioned blank check customers. Guys, if you don't know that, and here's my thing, I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is, but my terminology from it may be a little bit different from you guys. But guys, blank check customers are customers that literally, no matter what you do, that the customer don't have to be there. They can leave a blank check on the counter. You can write it out for whatever amount you want. And guys, the trust is there. You're already verified with that customer. They already know you. They know your company. They already know what to expect. So like technically, guys, like I said, there's no circus act. There's really nothing you have to do to, you could look it up. But the point is, guys, blank check customers are something that you definitely want. These are customers that you knew for a long time. And like I said, guys, like you're comfortable with them, they're comfortable with you. Money is really no object. Now, guys, here's the deal. I had at least 2 calls today. Both were existing AC maintenance customers. Guys, be on the lookout. I'm gonna put the call up later on when I get back from the gym. But guys, these blank check customers, you definitely want them. But guys, I can tell you right now, with these 2 things, with these blank check customers, you'll know once you have one, guys. Like I said, everybody goes through it. You got some customers that are easier to deal with than others, but the baseline of what you do should always be the same. I always tell guys like this: if you're going on a service call and like the call you just came from, hopefully this doesn't happen, but if the customer kick you out the house, or if like you had a really, really bad experience, you got to leave that shit, like I said, in your truck. And like I said, guys, when you get to your next call, always go with an open mind. Understand, and like I said, guys, like you can't bring negative traits from previous jobs into your new job. Let's say if you lost the estimate, this could be a bunch of things. You lost the estimate, you couldn't fix a call, and now the customer don't want you to come back. Whatever the case is, guys, what you want to do is you want to drop that and you want to reset your mind. Understand that, like I said, the customer needs you. Every customer that calls you, they're calling for a reason. They need service done. So now's your chance to rebound, man. And it really, like I said, erase what happened, last call, last week, or whatever the case is. But guys, these blank check customers, I'll tell you like this: once you have them, it's really impossible to fuck it up unless you don't want to do business with that customer anymore. And like what I mean by that is this: this didn't never happen to us, But let's say if you got a customer that has been with you now for like 5 years. You have your little heat and AC maintenance agreement, whatever the case is. You come out twice a year, and like I said, they know you from back in the day, 5 years ago. And let's say now, company grew, and now you have employees now. Now you have another person that goes out there, and let's say he's going out there for a no heat call. Here's my thing, guys. Let's say if something happens, shit happens. Let's say if your employee goes out and then something happens between me and him, the customer. It could be a miscommunication. Now the customer don't want your employee to go back. Now guess what? That customer, since that customer knows you from 5 years ago, that customer is going to call you and say, yo, Drew, you sent your guy out here, and he tried to recommend things, but when I tried to ask him why I needed these $500 worth of parts, he wasn't really that clear. Like, could you sum this up for me? I trust you guys, yada yada, but I just need you to clear this up for me, guys. That's exactly how it goes. If we got in that situation. But guys, like, granted, if you train your guys, like I said, to do the exact same thing you do, it's only a phone call away if one of your guys have any misunderstandings or if they didn't any questions asked. But from the customer standpoint, you already had that base level of, okay, this company knows what to do. If I do have any questions, I can always rely on whoever the company sends out to take care of my problems. Guys, these blank check customers, it's crazy, guys. You can't look for them. I think these customers just happen over time. They develop. You can't advertise to these customers. Like, that's the funny part about it. Like I said, guys, but once you do get these blank check customers, you want to keep them. Like I said, hopefully you don't rely on what you did last year to keep them next year. As the old saying goes, yesterday's home runs won't win tomorrow's game. So, guys, I don't care if the customer had a good experience with you last year. Make sure you're showing up and make sure you're fulfilling your end of the bargain. What that means is, like I said, guys, make sure you're answering the phones. Make sure, if you do show up, make sure you're professional, respectful of the customer's home, the whole 9 yards, guys. But you got to be able to keep customers. If you can't keep customers, then none of what I'm saying is going to make sense, because now you're going to be relying on paying like almost $100 on some pay-per-click shit to get new customers. So like, guys, getting new customers is very, very expensive. You got to do what you got to do. But like I said, guys, every customer is new at some point, so you need to be able to retain the customers you have. But once you get to those blank check customers, I can tell you like this, it's definitely, it's definitely rewarding, man, to have those. It could be one customer, it could be 20. I know I have at least 40 to 50 customers that, like I said, they knew me from down there at least 7 to 8 years ago. And now, like I said, guys, I'll never, take advantage of them. But the point is, like, they can literally put a blank check on the table and say, yo, Drew, can you fix my AC? Just write the check out for whatever it costs whenever you get done. Like, guys, those are cool customers. And like, here's my thing, guys. You don't want to take advantage of anyone, but like with those customers, you tend to want to do more for customers like that, because like at that point, guys, this is not even about HVAC. At that point, it's really just about, like I said, you're helping out, like I said, a long time friend. That's exactly how you look at it. Look at the comments here. Favorite toppings on pizza? I'm a pepperoni guy. But yeah, guys, like those blank check customers, you certainly want to make sure, like I say, you can't just wake up and say one day, yeah, I want to have 20 customers that's going to tell me, hey, here's a blank check. Like, it's not a goal. It's really based on your confidence level and your own, like how you guys talk with customers, and than how maybe I talk with customers. But the point is, guys, if you're confident in what you do and you can solve problems and you can show up, guys, like if you times what I just said over like a 10-year mark, bro, like, unless you don't want to do the work or you don't want the work, that's different. I understand. But guys, like I said, opportunities are definitely out here, but you just can't have like a scarcity mind, like, and that's why I was saying earlier, guys, like you just can't have a mindset like, yeah, man, I think all customers are not going to pay this, or I think all, like, bro, you have to eliminate that thinking, because like I said, guys, if you have that mindset going into a customer's house, I can guarantee it's going to be hard for you to even look at the possibility of them, investing in a new system or investing in the particular IH product, whether it be a Remy Halo purifier. Like, guys, you have to really go into every service call with the right mindset. I understand shit happens. Like, we work in extreme heat, we work in extreme cold, but like I said, guys, the point is, you want to give yourself a fighting chance. You're going to go into a customer's house and like now you're bringing in things that happen from another call. Like that. Think about that. That doesn't make sense, and that's not fair to the customer. The customer to just call you. It's not their fault about what happened to you on your last call. So like, guys, like give yourselves a chance on these service calls. But for sure, like I said, these blank check customers. Some companies have more of them than others, but like I said, guys, you don't need a bunch of them, but the moment where you could realize that you have a blank check customer, like I said, guys, it's your job to take care of them. And like I said, guys, like you'll know when you'll be able to differentiate that from a regular customer, once you start doing business with them. Maybe that customer only wants you to go out there. Maybe that customer, now the customers ask you about other things in the house. Hey, by the way, do you guys do plumbing? Hey, by the way, do you guys do drywall? Like, guys, it becomes, like I said, a real friendship, and guys, I'm at the point now, and I hope you guys are at this point. Most of what I do is not even HVAC. Like I said, guys, I love what I do. This shit is like Legos. Like, I literally, most customers that know me know that, like I said, I'm batshit crazy, but like I said, I'm very respectful, professional, the whole 9 yards, guys. People show up. When people call us, we show up, and like I said, we provide trustworthy service on demand. But guys, besides that, I don't look too far in between the black and white. I know what I'm out there to do, and I know I can get it done. But guys, I like having fun with this shit, man. Like, that's what makes me different than, like I said, someone else down the street that maybe, like I said, maybe a little black and white with it. And there's nothing wrong with that, guys. Like, but the point is, you have to find, once you get experience with HVAC, you got to find your enjoyment in this shit, because like I said, money is cool, but money is up and down. That's just how it goes, guys. Like, I'm not in it just to be rich and like that's it. Nah, I like to enjoy what I do. Otherwise I would have, if I didn't like doing this, I probably never would have turned it into a business. But like I said, guys, it's just these blank check customers. These are the, like I said, guys, I had one last week. I didn't put this on camera, but like I said, guys, like I actually talked about this guy. This is a couple months ago. This guy down in Philly, man. I think we had well, not his property. Actually, no, guys. This customer had like 3 or 4 different properties, but he's a big time Eagles fan, and like I think I put this up on a community post a few months ago. I think he tried to bet me $10,000. I forgot what the bet was. I think if the Eagles won the Super Bowl, like I said, guys, that guy's whacked out, man. But he's a good guy, and like I said, we literally every single time I go there, like if one of my guys go there, only thing we do is bullshit. Like literally, and these are the good customers. You go there and you bullshit. Hey man, sorry that your Eagles lost, man. It's time for you to switch over to the Giants or whatever the case is. Guys, we bullshit, and like I said, guys, like that's really what it's about. But like I said, guys, you can't get to that level until you cover core competency. In this case, guys, HVAC, residential service, maintenance, and replacement. That's our bread and butter. But like I said, guys, once you get past that level, I'm not going into every customer's house thinking in the back of my mind, I got to make $100 a call. Guys, the black and white takes care of itself. But like I said, if you're confident in what you do and you're there knowing why you're there, we're here for the customer to provide trustworthy service on demand. Guys, if I know what I'm there to do, why I'm there, guys, like I gotta understand. Everything else will take care of itself. I know I'm dealing with another human being. That customer may have shit that they got to deal with. I'm not gonna make their day more stressful than what it needs to be. I might go there and like crack a joke and bullshit with them. Like I said, guys, like that's with me already knowing that I can fix their problem. I'm not telling you guys to forget everything I say and then go to your next call and then start joking with the customer. No, because like I said, guys, it's good to have personality, but you got to know that you're there to fix the job first and foremost. So like, don't try to misinterpret what I'm saying. And like I said, guys, I don't want you guys getting kicked out of any houses. Me personally, I never got kicked out of a house. Like I said, like because I'm a very straightforward guy. I don't have to lie, sell shit. I don't have, like I said, everything I do is I provide options. First I troubleshoot the issue. I figure out what the customer needs, what the issue is. I present options, and like I said, from there, it's just, hey, ma'am or sir, here's what I found. Here's A, B, C, D. Which option do you want to go with? And the customer understands every option. Guys, my job is done. So like, it sounds simple, but like I said, guys, that's my routine. I like to keep things simple. I don't talk to customers like I talk with you guys. I have no reason to explain to a customer how a 4-way valve works inside a heat pump. Like the mechanisms come on, you're gonna lose customers like that. Like as long as they know that you can fix the problem, like I said, and you can guarantee your work, guys, like this shit is like playing with Legos. So, but yeah, guys, I gotta rock out. I just wanted to gap with y'all, man. But let me look at the comments. I love your help. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. People are cheap. They only think about price. Not, I mean, I hell yeah. I mean, from a certain aspect, I agree with you. But I mean, the point is, like, you can't. It depends on where you at. If you're on the technician side of it, I mean, you see this shit like I see it day in and day out. It could get kind of draining dealing with customers that just want $5 off and like you feel like they're just trying to nitpick you. I understand. Like, you could have your next 5 calls could be that exact same scenario. Like, you can't predict what you're going to see. These can be customers in $1 million neighborhoods. You can't really avoid that. But like I said, like I'm not sure if you called on to the earlier part of this video. Like, it's just you got to find your mental balance to a point where whatever happens, whether it be good or bad, you just can't let that stick in your head. Because like, unfortunately, guys, this is last year. I had a guy brought on out of trade school. And I was telling him the same thing, guys. Like, most of this shit is just psychological. It's not something you can read in a book. It's not technical shit. You're just dealing with customers. You're dealing with people. But I was telling him, like, these bad calls. I mean, he's not a bad call, but a calls in which maybe, you can't figure out what's going on. Maybe, like I said, you're dealing with a aggravated customer. Like, whatever the case is, guys. Like, if you're in that scenario, if you feel like you're in a rut, like I said, one thing you got to understand is that, look, man, there's only 24 hours. Tomorrow's another day, Maybe if you got to go back to a service call, maybe you was at a service call for 3 hours and it was kicking your ass. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. Like I said, everybody had fucked up days, fucked up calls. But maybe you got that low voltage short in the attic, it's kicking your ass, and like, man, now, your mind is on another call. Now I got to call this other customer and tell her I'm going to be late. Guys, you got to find a way to slow yourselves down. Like, I don't smoke, but some guys, they go out, take a smoke break for a few minutes and come back in. Guys, I mean, you don't have to smoke, but I'm saying it's like you have to find a way of slowing yourself down, because the moment you start bugging the fuck out and you start thinking like, no, at that point you're going to lose the call. And now, hold on, someone's calling me. I'll call them back. But now, guys, like the moment you start bugging out, like now, you can't forget you're in the customer's house, and like I said, it only takes them a half a second to misinterpret what you say, and now the customers are arguing with you, and now you're going to get kicked out the house. So like, guys, like I said, whatever it is, man, like I said, find a way of simplifying, troubleshooting, and worst case, guys, like I said, not everything can get fixed the same day. If you do run across that scenario in which maybe you gotta take a step back, and like maybe you feel like you're missing something, give yourself more time to diagnose it. Hopefully no one's putting a gun in your head and telling y'all to diagnose units in 20 minutes. But like I said, guys, like, you're dealing with people at the end of the day. That customer has their own life before and after you coming out there. So like, their whole life is not revolved around treating the HVAC guy nice. And like, that's another thing. Before I let you guys go, like, you got to understand, like, and I was talking with another customer about this yesterday. I had very, very in-depth conversations with customers. Like, I was telling the customer this the other day. I'm like, one thing I didn't think about. In the summertime, you got customers that like I said, it is what it is. Your house is 90 degrees. You say hi to them, they probably don't even take your business card. But like, the point is, like, you can't take what you see at a customer's house personal, because like, they're calling you because something's broke. They're not calling you to have a conversation with you. Like, 98% of the calls I get are people that's down there like getting ready to lose their shit. Like, damn, hey Drew, my house is like 90 degrees. Hey Drew, my house is like 20 degrees. So you have to understand that like, a customer's calling you with a legitimate concern. So like, you have to give them some grace. Don't just assume that you're going to knock on the door and you're going to get someone that's smiling, happy to meet you. No, in the perfect world, yes, but like, you got to understand, most of these customers have their own problems going on that they got to deal with. And now they got one more issue. They heat or AC went out. So like, sometimes when you hopefully it's respectful. I'm not telling you guys to do business with someone that doesn't respect you, or like I said, talk to you like you're their child. Like, no, like, I'm saying just from a professional and respectful standpoint, you have to make sure that, like I said, you can handle doing business under stress, under pressure. And like I said, guys, it happens every time. But I was telling that customer, like, man, I didn't realize I deal with a bunch of distressed people, like, especially when it gets real hot. Like I said, I can see it right now. It's Friday, it's 5:30, it's 90 degrees outside. That customer just got home, and now she just called 3 companies that didn't answer the phone. She called you. Hey, I just seen your number on Google. My house is like 90 degrees. Can you get out here? Yeah, I just need someone to come out today. Can you please come out? Instantly, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking dollar signs. But like I said, but like I said, guys, like, you gotta understand, people are under a lot of stress. Like I said, especially with being hot as hell or being freezing. Like, most people can't think logically like that for an extended amount of time. So like, I'm not saying you gotta be therapists or anything like that, but like, you can't be overly emotional with dealing with customers, especially with doing HVAC, because it's just, they're already stressed out, which has nothing to do with you. And if you make it worse, like, come on, and now you got to deal with bad reviews and like shit like that. Guys, just keep it cool, man. I don't care if you got to tell the customer, hey, give me like 10 minutes, let me step out and go grab some water from the truck, turn the AC on in the truck. But like I said, guys, whatever it is, do not lose your shit in front of a customer. Like I said, go to the truck. If a unit is kicking your ass, you go to the truck and you laugh about it, and you just laugh to yourself. You might look crazy, but laugh to yourself and say, you know what, this unit is kicking my ass. But like I said, but then you get back in there, and hopefully, it could be a simple solution. But it's not really much to it, man. But guys, I'm about to rock out. Let's see here. Or 4 jobs per day too much? Nah. It depends on how far. It's a lot. It depends on how far those 4 jobs are. If those 4 jobs are like within 20 minutes of each other, probably not. And also depends on what you find on each call. Like, you guys already seen me do, like, hopefully I don't have to do all these motors this summer, but you guys already see me do like fucking 12 blow motors like within a 3 month span. I put most of those jobs on live, but like to answer your question, Rami, look at this. Like 4 jobs could be okay, but it depends. Are you completing these repairs the same day, and how far are these jobs? Because if your first call, if you got to drive an hour and a half to a supply house to get an OEM ECM blow motor, that could fuck up your day. Now your fourth call, if they got to leave at 4 o'clock, now now you have to make a business decision. Do I push this call back, or am I going to be out working until 11 o'clock? So like, it's a lot of factors that play into it. So I mean, 4 jobs usually it depends. And like I said, I don't know if you're running your own business or just from a tech standpoint, but it really depends on how many calls you need to run to hit a certain amount. So it's like basically it's your quota. I already know what my quota is. Like, so I only need about 2 jobs a day. Three is like it depends, but really 2. Only thing I need is like 2 service calls to like say hit my daily numbers. So I mean, hats off to these guys that can do 20 calls a day, but fuck all that, man. If I make a repair, I want to make sure I don't have to come back. I'm not making a repair thinking, damn, I got to get out of here. Like, nah. Once you start getting into the habit of going in one call, thinking about your next call, that's how you end up, like I said, accidentally shorting our contactors with the indoor unit being in the attic. I made that mistake before. So like, just make sure you guys are taking your time. Like, and I tell my guys, take your time on every service call. Because I can tell you right now, thinking about it like this, right? If you're doing 10 jobs a day and you're making like $200 on every call, if you make, let's say, all right, let's just for easy math, you're doing 5 calls a day, $200 a call, that's $1,000, right? What if you just stay on one call and, like I said, you take your time, and like, if you take your time, and here's my thing, like, just to not to get too far into the numbers, but if you take your time, most likely you'll make more money on that particular call. If you rush, I can't see how it's going to lead to like anything productive. Because if you rush, think about this, it's probably going to lead to a recall. And like, I'm not sure how you guys do it, but we don't get paid on recalls. If we go back now, either I got to go out there or I got to pay one of my other guys to go out there for something that I already paid someone else for. So now, guys, that $200 that we made on that first call yesterday, guess what? Now, if a wire nut is loose, if he was trying to get out and the wire nut on the condenser wires outside, it's not snug. Now I got to pay him to go back out there to replace the shorted out contactor, all due to him rushing from the call he was on yesterday. So like I said, guys, it's a lot that goes into it. But like I said, I mean, I'm talking per truck, and like I said, I'm a little bit different. Like I said, guys, like I don't train my guys to rush. I mean, 2 calls a day is nominal, but like I said, it really depends. When it gets real busy, I don't think 2 calls would be enough. Like I said, it could get to like 3 or 4, but if your business is local, I mean, if you do a lot of local calls, and like I said, you can probably get lucky and keep things compact. But like I said, back in like 2016, my average distance between calls was like an hour away, because I was going from New Jersey to PA, back to New Jersey. Like I said, it was a bunch of shit going on. But guys, let me know your last couple questions. I'm about to get up out of here. What's the next step? Staying late to the stream, it's all good. What's the next step for you to grow your business? I mean, shit, it's all about maintaining right now. And you gotta understand, I'm not sure if you've seen any of my early videos. I started everything out from service. Like, I wasn't a salesman and I wasn't like a master installer, but I knew how to fix shit and I knew how to deal with customers. So like, I pretty much grew the business from a service background. So like, maintenance agreements and like dealing with objections, like, it sounds like it's sales, but it's really like service. Like, if I couldn't fix a customer's problem, then like, that's not a good day for me. I don't care how much money I made. Like, I was predicated on fixing a lot of shit. That's what got me interested in HVAC to begin with, learning about this and learning how to fix shit. But like, I mean, once I developed, like I said, once I got good at service, I put my reps in, I put my 10,000 hours in. That's when like I learned sales and I learned installs. But like, as far as like growing, I mean, it's not really. It really is. I go off quotas. Like I said, every call I go on, I know exactly what I got to hit. From a monthly standpoint, from a weekly standpoint, like, it's called KPIs. Not to get too far off topic, but like, I know what I got to hit. If I hit those numbers, then like, whatever profit is left over, it's enough for me to grow. But like, I mean, I don't have any weekly plans as far as growing. Like, I mean, I'll see how it looks after like a 3-month period. But like I said, guys, here's how I look at it. If I'm taking care of what I got to take care of today, and I take care of what I got to take care of this week, then like I had an opportunity to revisit what I'm going to do within like the next month. So like that's how I look at it. I look at everything from a day-to-day standpoint, because like I can tell you right now, yeah, I want to bring on 30 guys, but the point is, if I'm not hitting my quota now, then like where's this money going to come from? Bringing on 30 guys. So like, you know, like I said, it took me a long time, and I had to take a bunch of losses to understand, you know, what my break-even point is, and like what I need to make, you know, bare minimum on every service call, how many service calls I got to run, like the whole 9 yards. But yeah, this shit is try and error, man. Like, I mean, you can get a coach, but like the coach is not going to be able to work for you. You got to be able to apply what you think is right, and if it's not right, then change it up. You know, that's called 10,000 hours. You know, it's going to take you a lot of time to crash and burn. But like I said, you know, I'm not telling you to take out a loan for $1 million and start a business. Fuck that. Understand how you're going to make money before you look at how much you want to spend. Because like if you don't know how you're going to make money, like you're going to start off in debt. And like I said, fuck that. That's one thing I didn't do. I didn't start this company off in debt. Like I started off, like I said, $1,000 on Craigslist. I had a few home warranty companies, but luckily I already had maintenance agreements. Every call I was going on, I was selling maintenance agreements, and like, you know, like I knew that was going to be my saving grace, you know, converting those home warranty customers into regular maintenances. So like once those home warranty companies started playing around with funds and jobs, I already had enough built up that I can do my own thing. And like, guys, like, I mean, that's what 10,000 hours is about. Like you have to apply what you think is right, but like I said, take note of what you're doing. If something's working, then like you got to document it. And like I said, you know, that's how you bring on other people. Once you know what you're doing and you can put it in black and white, like I said, you good. But guys, I gotta get back home. I gotta get dressed and hit the gym up tonight. But guys, I gotta get up out of here. But just to sum up what I'm saying, blank check customers, like I said, we got about like 30 or 40 of them, and like most of those blank check customers are maintenance agreement customers with us. But like, it's funny to think, it's crazy to think about it. Like I say, these are customers that I can go to their house today, and like I said, whatever's wrong, they're probably leaving for lunch or they leaving for dinner. Yo, Drew, yeah, let me know. Let me know. You can text me when you're done. You can lock the door, but there's a blank check on the counter. Let me know. Just let me know. You can write down an amount, whatever I owe you. Just lock the door when you leave. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. But like, the point is, guys, you know, and just to sum this up, I don't want you guys to take what I'm saying out of context. A blank check customer is not someone you take advantage of. Like somebody that's that cool, and like I said, you guys got a good rapport with each other. Those are the customers most of the time. You don't even, I mean, not to say you don't charge them, because you got to make you got to keep your lights on. But like most of the time with those customers, like shit, those are the customers you help out the most, because you already know that, like, you know, and like, here's my thing. I was telling someone this the other day, like, you got most customers that had maintenance agreements with us, but like some customers, they don't even need maintenance agreements, because like you already know when something breaks down, they're going to call you. So like I had this call the other, when was this? I think this was that it was these two furnaces. I forgot what call. I put this on the page. I had this customer. Every single time we call her, she doesn't answer the phone. I think she didn't answer the phone for like damn near almost a year straight, and she only calls us when something breaks. So like, it got to a point where I'm like, I'm getting tired of recommending maintenance if I know you ain't gonna pick. And like I said, I'll take somebody's money, but I'm like, I'm not taking your money unless I know we can actually do the job. So it's like, if I didn't feel right offering maintenance if I know she's not going to answer the damn phone. So like, and she's a cool person, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm like, you know what? I'll just tell you, I told the office manager, I'm like, look, at this point, I'm looking at the history here. We recommended maintenance, we did maintenance, and then there's like almost a 1 year gap in between us going out there now and then last year. And I'm like, tell you what, if she only answers if she only calls us when she needs us, then that's good enough for us. Well, at least we know, if she calls, we'll be ready. But like, I'm like, man. But guys, look, I can yap all day about operations. Like I said, I go through this shit every day. Most of this shit ain't glitz and glamour, but like, this is real life. This is real rap stuff that I go through. But guys, I gotta get up out of here. Let me know. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm out here every day, man. Like I said, it's just. But yo, check this out. I want y'all to be on the lookout when I hit 500 pounds on the squat. I'm already up. What I did last night. Last night it was 435. I did a 1x5, and like, guys, I'm damn near close. Like, part of me feel like trying it, but like I said, guys, like, and I'm gonna put this in another video after I hit 500. Like, I tried jumping plates last year, and like I said, guys, I fucked around and I messed up. Like I said, something in my chest. Like it, guys. Make a long story short, I was trying to get there. I was trying to get to 5 plates last year, and like I got up to 365. I think I was doing 3 sets of 5, and like guys, my whole programming last year, like, and like I said, I don't have a coach or anything. I got a free mobile app that I use to like to upload all my workouts, everything I do, and like guys, my routine is like I try to do 1 rep more than what I did the last time I was there. So if I'm working on legs Mondays and Wednesdays, I have a goal in my mind, but like I'm not trying to get there quick. I'm trying to build up my stamina. So like if I'm only doing 135 on a squat for 1 rep, the next time I squat it's going to be 2 reps. And like, but guys, I don't know what the hell I was on last year, man. But I fucked around and and tried to do 3 sets of 5 of 365. And like I said, the first 2 sets I got, but that fucking 3rd set, or like on the way up, I thought I fucking popped my shoulder out, but like I felt like a sharp pain right through my chest. And like I said, luckily, like I said, you know, I didn't have to get surgery or nothing. It was just I had to take a break for a couple months, and like that messed me up because like at that point, guys, I was definitely doing my thing, like say being consistent, showing up. But like injuries are a part of weightlifting. You know, no one works out intentionally wanting to get hurt, but after a while, that's just like riding a car and hoping you don't catch a flat. You know, eventually it happens, but like I said, guys, there's not really much to it, man. But like I said, I'm definitely feeling pretty good. 435 moved pretty good last night. But like I said, once I get to 500, it's fucking going down. You know, that's my goal. Like I said, if I can get to 500 and stay there, that's good enough for me. But I got to get there first to let you guys know, you know, what the next step is. But guys, I got to rock out. Let me get up out of here. Pushing everybody. Yeah, I mean, 500. I mean, like I said, I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, I don't feel like I'm pushing myself to the limit, because like, if you guys look at my programming, I only do 1 rep more than what I did the previous time. So it's like, and like I said, guys, one thing you don't see is like I do warm up on the way up, and like I stretch and all that. So like I don't put every single workout on the video, because like I'm only at the gym like an hour and a half max. Like I'm not staying at the gym for 3 hours. Like recording every single workout. So like I only record like my heaviest lifts. I recorded the squats and I recorded the bench. I'm up to 6 reps of 315 on the bench. And like I said, guys, like I like working out. I don't work out to compete. Like I said, you know, there's people way stronger than me. Like I appreciate the guys that give me the kudos in the gym. But like I'm not doing this shit to like look good for other people. Like I genuinely like working out. Like working out is like, yeah, I feel like it's therapy. Like the amount of stress, and like you guys see the shit I go through, and you guys are in the trade too. Like the amount of shit that we go through on a day-to-day basis. Like if you don't have an outlet, you know, mentally, emotionally, like this shit can be draining. But like I said, like me going to the gym, I mean, that's a perfect outlet for me. Like I said, it works around my schedule. But yeah, I'm like I said, I take breaks, and like I said, I deload. It's not like I'm hitting PRs like every week, but like I feel like I'm damn near, like I said, I feel like what I'm doing now, I feel like I'm just building stamina up. Because like once I get 500 pounds, I want to hit 500 pounds clean. Like I'm not doing like a weight that I don't feel like I can do, or like I'm not doing any crazy shit. Like I don't ego lift. That's one thing about me. Like I don't, if I feel like I can't do it, then I won't try it. I'll work my way up, and then I'll see where it goes. Like 405 at some point I thought 405 was going to be impossible for me to hit on a squat. But like it got to a point where like I found out, hey, if I can't hit 405, let me master 365. And from 365, I'll go to 385. And like I said, guys, like it's like a indirect type of workout. Like if I know I want to get to 500, my goal is 500, but I can max out what's right below 500. It might be 475. If I can get the 5 reps of 475, I know damn well that's going to get me way past 500. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like I work indirectly. I'm not, you know, it's a good goal to have 500 pounds, but like I work backwards, and I know exactly if I'm feeling good at 475, then I can smoke 500 pounds, and like that's going to be the next step up from there. But all right, guys, I appreciate y'all. I just like yapping. Yeah, calisthenics. I'm a bigger guy. I think like once I lose weight, I can get into calisthenics, but at this point, I gotta go with what's good for me right now. That's getting the 500 pounds on the squat. But I mean, yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, I think once I hit that mark, I'll be able to see what the next step is. But as far as like with the programming and like where I'm at now, I feel pretty good. So like, I mean, knock on wood, like I said, based on how it was last year, I took like almost 3 months off, like, you know, recovering. Like that shit sucked, man. And it took a while to get my confidence back. But like, I'm not pushing it. I definitely feel good with the weights, but yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. That's for sure. But guys, be on the lookout later on. I'm getting ready to hit the gym, and I gotta call this customer back. What I got on the schedule? I got maintenances Thursday. I got the install Friday. What's today? Tuesday? What's today? Tuesday. What the fuck I gotta do? Yeah, I gotta call like 2 people back, but I'm gonna call them back when I'm on the way to the gym. But all right, guys, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get up out of here. All right, peace out, y'all. But be on the lookout later on. I'm gonna I did 2 calls today. I'm gonna try. I know I'm gonna put one of them up. I'll try to put both of them up when I get back if I had time. But at least one of these videos are gonna go up later on tonight. Probably like around 10 o'clock Eastern time. Y'all know the lingo. But be on the lookout, guys. I'm gonna rock out, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.